Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading energy known as Brahman or God, to my worshipful Gurudev, Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, to all the sages and saints of this world, and to each of you divine soul watching today's satsang. Today we are studying Sutra number 50 from the Sadhana Pad of the Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Commentary by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda ji, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let us get into Sutra number 50. It is Bahyabhyantara Stambha Vrittir Desha Kala Sankhya Paridrishto Dirgha Sukshmaha. Let's repeat. Bahyabhyantara Stambha Vrittir Desha Kala Sankhya Paridrishto Dirgha Sukshmaha. So Bahya means external, Abhyanta internal, Stambha Vritti retention of breath, Desha is space, Kala time, Sankhya is the number, and Paridrishto seen, Dirgha long, and Sukshma is subtle. So it's a very interesting and a deep shloka, sutra, that is teaching us about how to control our breath. And from controlling the breath, we control the prana. By controlling the prana, we control the mind. So therefore, all these things are linked. The meaning is these three types of pranayama, internal, external, and retention, are practiced with relation to time, space, and number. And the sustained practice of pranayama leads to the subtlety of breath and thereby subtlety of thought. I have also done another video on this particular topic itself, on how to breathe properly, or pranayama. So if you can check that from my site, you will find it very helpful also, but I will briefly go over it again. In a typical form of pranayama, a yogi breathes in slowly through the left nostril, then keeps the right nostril shut. It starts like this. So basically you inhale, then you close your left nostril, hold, exhale from the right nostril, then you inhale from the right nostril, close it with your thumb, exhale it from your right nostril, and so you keep this cycle going on and on. The idea is to open both your nostrils, so the channel of your Ida, Pingala, Nadi, these are subtle channels inside of your body that help you control the breath and also make it subtle, so you can then cautiously manipulate the breathing. See, normally most people breathe, but they don't consciously breathe. It is one of the gifts from God that our breath continues without our awareness. Imagine if we had to be cautiously doing it each time. We would be pretty miserable. So God in his infinite mercy has given us that ability, so we can forget about our breath. But when you consciously bring your breathing control, you are now opening up new channels that are that were previously unknown or hidden. So basically the challenge here is to go in, so which is called when you inhale, it's called Purak. When you hold the breath inside, it's called Kumbhak. And when you release the breath, exhale, it's called Rechak. So inhaling Purak, holding Kumbhak, exhaling Rechak. And the ratio should be 1:4:2. So what does that mean? That you inhale. So suppose you are inhaling for 2 seconds. Then you hold for 8 seconds. And exhale for 4 seconds. That is the ideal state. So if you are not able to do that immediately, do not push yourself. Do what you're comfortable with, because this is just like building muscles or anything, any practice. And slowly your practice will get better. But just know that the more you are able to hold the breath inside, the more cleansing you are doing within your inside. And therefore, sages and saints guide us to do as much kumbhak as possible, so we can breathe effectively and control our breath, and from that control our prana. So therefore, the term then comes dirgha, which means it refers to many variations resulting from the three phases of the mentioned pranayama. The variations are caused by the three factors of time, space, and number. So we can keep on changing these things as we advance. By time and number, a practitioner may measure his inhalation, retention, and exhalation of breath by mentally counting it, or by keeping a watch, as we just discussed these things. But by space, a yogi means the flow of prana internally with reference to internal space within the body. What is the space within the body? If you think of Kundalini, those of you who know about the Kundalini, which is the serpent power, the mystic serpent power inside us, there are all these chakras inside your spinal column. They are very small, mostly invisible to the naked eye, but they go like this, and therefore the roots of those chakras come out in our two nostrils, and thus the breathing becomes so important. It's called the Ida Nadi and the Pingala Nadi. Ida Nadi is coming out from the left nostril, and Pingala from the right nostril. Pingala means the sun energy, and Ida means the moon energy. So both of your nostrils, when they are both breathing freely, it's a great time to meditate, because they are in harmony. Normally people don't have both their nostrils and breath in sync or in harmony. So when that happens, and you're breathing properly and holding the breath control through this space, the Kundalini Shakti, the serpent power, which is in your Mooladhara chakra, which means the base of the spine, gets agitated and it starts to rise up. But you have to do it gradually, with under proper guidance and in a proper manner. Otherwise, some people who don't know the proper art end up damaging themselves. So we have to be careful on how this space is properly used, and the feeling should be very good. But slowly this energy then from Mooladhara, the space comes up, it rises, the serpent power. But the chakras are Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agya, and Sahasrara. So all these chakras, and Sahasrara is the ideal state, which is called the 1,000-petaled lotus, where you have this nectar flowing into your body. But the goal is to take that Kundalini Shakti and connect it with the Shiva in the crown of your head. So this is how we will learn, but these are the fundamentals through which we will be climbing these deeper steps. But external consideration of space is adopted by measuring the flow of breath in and out nostrils by placing a feather in front of your nostrils. So basically your exhalation becomes stronger and stronger. Even with low gentle energy, you can breathe till a very long point. Otherwise, we generally breathe up to 8 fingers, 4 to 8 fingers. So this can slowly increase, and therefore the yogi, as they are able to hold their breath for a longer time, they can do a lot of deeper meditation and samadhi state. So as a result of these pranayamas, the breath becomes subtle, leading to the subtlety of mind, and a yogi is able to make his thoughts subtle and sublime. So this was a very deep sutra, but we wanted to cover it in enough detail, because this is a foundational block to make sure we do this properly and correctly. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.